was the summer of 2014, and for my son's bar mitzvah present, just like many Jewish parents, we wanted him to bond with the Holy Land. Oh, it worked perhaps too well. My husband had stayed back at the hotel, and our friends, my son and I, had just stopped in a pharmacy.
Run to the bomb shelter, sweetie. Please hurry. I didn't hear the sirens at first, but the Israelis did. They're used to hearing these things. We ran to the back of the storeroom. It was a 12-foot by 24-foot windowless bomb shelter. My heart's pounding. Boom! Boom! I hear it and feel the percussion of the exploding bombs. I'm trying not to get sick. I look at my 13-year-old son and I think I'll never forgive myself if something happens to him.
That's an excerpt from a speech I gave to the Orange County Jewish Bar Association. It was the first, but not the last time we had to run to a bomb shelter. Our adventure and my transformation is also the subject of my book, Blasted from Complacency, A Journey from Terror to Transformation in Israel. There is no chapter in a parenting book on what to do when a war starts and you're on a family vacation. Think touring extraordinary and sacred sites mixed with cowering in bomb shelters. I'm still trying to get over the Jewish guilt of taking my son to war for his bar mitzvah present. The impact of being human targets helped me understand the plight of Israelis living like this, and it also made me want to work on peace. How Israel is often described on the news is not what I'd seen with my own eyes. And I felt Palestinian parents also preferred their children playing safely in their backyards. The missiles exploded just near enough to blow apart my world as I knew it, forever changing me. And you'd never recognize my life today with what it was like then. I believe I found my life's purpose. Hello, I'm Penny S.T., and I'm the host of Peace with Penny. Today we'll be speaking with Lior Aizenberg, the founder and director of Chess for All and Chess for Solidarity. As you may know, we just celebrated Peace with Penny's second anniversary. We interviewed Lior initially 2 years ago as one of our first interviews, and I'm anxious to hear what's been happening since. Did you know that chess is considered a sport? It is considered an official sport by the International Olympic Committee Sport Accord in over 100 countries because of the following 4 reasons. Chess entails significant physical exertion. Chess is a highly competitive discipline. Chess has a very long history, tradition, and clear rules. And chess is purely a skill-based game. Speaking of a long history with over 20 years of experience running these chess organizations, Lior has proven himself not only a chess expert, but a defender of Israel beyond his time in the IDF. We'll be discussing some very interesting stories of how Lior made some defensive chess moves, not on a chessboard, but defending Israelis in chess championships against countries that had boycotted their participation. So, without further delay, welcome, Lior.
Hello, thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you. So what is your personal history with chess? Did you grow up playing?
I started at the sixth year at school. It's quite old right now. Everybody is starting at the age of 4, 5, even 3. And it was not enough to get to be a champion, but I raise kids that are making me happy, and I have experience, and I'm very happy to combine it with couple of fields, as you know.
So what are some of the benefits to your brain for playing chess?
First of all, memory. Second thing that the brain is working, and it's working extremely hard, because there are researchers that found out that when chess players are playing, it's quite noisy over there, and the brain is working. And
Mm,
this is the main thing. Of course, there are many aspects about how it also bring benefits to kids in education, in maths, and many fields. But of course, everybody understand right now that when somebody is playing chess, it is good. And this is the main thing, that as an educational tool, and this is the main thing, of course.
with all the anti-Semitism and things going on, it seems the world's suffering from a lack of values. What values does chess promote?
I think that when I'm speaking right now, after a couple of years with CHESS4ALL-Chess4Solidarity initiative, I'm saying to people, okay, chess can be educational tool, it can be sport, and it also can bring people together. It is a language also, it's a game, and it
Yeah.
connects. It connects between people, because people understand when they are playing together. It's kind of significant that playing together, it's more, it's for, it's sounds for friendship,
Mhm.
and you're not playing against somebody that is your enemy, okay?
Right.
And so I'm saying that chess also connects us. This is also very important.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, although many of the competitions you've had, some people, at least between Israelis and them, people could say that, you are definitely doing peace work. Um, what are some of the Arab countries that you've had competitions with? I know when the Abraham Accords came out, that you really forged your way into doing some peace work there.
Yeah, it was significant also because there was COVID, and we
Yeah.
couldn't do anything with all the quarantine situation.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried from the start. We are trying to bring visibility to relations between countries with this initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I was very happy that more than a year, November 21, we got the recognition also from UNESCO for
Mm.
the international recognition of the Chess4Solidarity initiative that is promoting interracial dialogue, and for the importance of what we are doing.
I'm sorry, interracial?
Yeah, interracial dialogue.
Uh, can you explain that further?
It was before the Tolerance Day, and they saw what we are doing, and
With whom?
what with UNESCO. UNESCO saw the material after a couple of months of studying what is Chess4Solidarity, and the donations that we are getting, and we are sending to countries, and the cooperations that we are building, and
Who
all.
are, can you explain who these countries are that they were seeing your work
No,
with?
they saw the global events. Of course,
Right.
we have we have a very good connections with countries like Niger, and with players from Iran and from Syria and Lebanon, and many Arab countries, and UNESCO and others. Of course, they see that when and we are very happy that they see the importance of these connections, and the friendships even that are growing between between people as following the events. So we were talking about the Abraham Accords and all these events that happened in the past.
Right.
Of course, Israel was 2 years ago signing something like 5 peace and normalization agreements, the best in all over the world. So it was great that we had the opportunity to, to do the first people-to-people events with Kosovo, with Morocco, with Bhutan, with Sudan. We did event one day before the announcement of Trump, and of course, I hope that Israel will sign many peace agreements with many countries, and maybe, finally at the end, we will have peace also with our neighbors here in Israel.
Yeah. So these were all chess tournaments and competitions?
Yeah, it was actually all online, but of course, couple of at August, I was in India. There was the Chess Olympiad. It is a very, very big event with something like 3,000 players and delegations from all over the world. And after so many online events, I had the opportunity to meet many of the players that are playing in our events, to meet them and to talk and to think about the future, and I hope that there will be more opportunities to meet face to face, except of the online.
So would you say COVID actually improved your work?
Yeah, it actually, it gave us the opportunity to use also the online. We have courses in for home schooling of kids, homeschooling right now in Israel with the online. There is one college that we are teaching chess from distance in Zoom, and every day there are new opportunities, and I hope also to have nice projects also with the Jewish communities future, to connect between people, Jews from all over the world. We have the opportunity by learning, by playing, and but of course we do many projects right now in Israel.
Yeah.
So it's not the only thing.
I mean, you've also, of course, done some competitions in the US.
Yeah, we did two events online with also with the embassies of Israel in New York and in Chicago. It was nice. It was really nice. Of course, when
You had some
yeah.
competition in the Midwest too, I think.
Yeah. With the Midwest, yes, I had with the Midwest also. Yeah.
So what made you establish Chess for All and Chess for Solidarity?
Chess4All came up from my hobby. I was a student, and I was looking for a part-time job. And then I started to teach by myself. After that, I had a partner, and I developed it with workers, and from there I'm trying to find every year any new project, something that is something that can excite me after more than 20 years.
Yeah. And Chess for Solidarity, What's
Actually,
their mission?
of course, Chess for Solidarity, I cannot, it, there is a connection, of course, with my experience in public diplomacy and chess, of course, from the time of 2000, the end of 2017, I was boycotted, and from
Can you
entering
talk about
Saudi-
that?
Yeah, at the end of 2017, there was the incident with Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
I was, yeah.
let me show, I've got a clip about that. Just there was all kinds of
Yeah,
commentary and issues about that. So let's go back to those days. It was 5 now.
5 years ago. Yeah, yeah.
Let me play a clip.
In our world today, racism isn't always easy to spot. Since Israel's re-establishment 70 years ago, Israel and Israelis have continuously faced the problem of boycott and discrimination in international sporting competitions. Most recently, this has been seen in chess. In December 2017, the World Chess Championships were held in Saudi Arabia. The 7 Israeli players were barred from participating for no other reason than because they were from Israel. This is a growing problem, which is only getting worse, as we see more and more sporting events planned in countries that discriminate against Israel, whether it be Saudi Arabia, Tunisia, and even Iran in 2024. We must fight back against such blatant discrimination. That is why we are organizing in Israel the Alternative World Chess Championship.
Discrimination of Israeli athletes, as well as discrimination of representatives of Israel in any other field. That's a typical and powerful expression of modern anti-Semitism. Modern anti-Semitism is applying the same methods of delegitimization, demonization, and double standard, which were applied towards Jews, now applied towards the Jewish state. So this discrimination of Israeli athletes is the old hatred of Jews in a new form. It should be absolutely unacceptable for international community, for any decent person, exactly as anti-Semitism is unacceptable by decent people today. Discrimination of Israelis should also be absolutely unacceptable. I think it's a great idea to have the chess championship, alternative chess championship in Israel. It's the best answer which we can give to those who try to discriminate Jews, to those who promote anti-Semitism of today, to those who want to turn even the great world of chess to the world full of hatred.
International competition should be above politics and not used as a platform to discriminate against Israel.
We must fight for fair play in sport, in chess, and for Israel. But we need your support.
This happened a while ago. Tell us what happened and how it turned out.
I think, first of all, this story was a long time ago, and there was a problem in chess for more than 30 years of boycotting Israelis and competitions in many countries that don't give the permission to Israelis to represent Israel. And after in chess there was elections, and there is a new leadership. It is not new, but then it was it started, and everything is I cannot say 100% because there is still a problem with the pairings systems, also with other organizations in other fields.
What is that? The parents.
The problem is what is happening when there is somebody from Lebanon or from Kuwait which is paired against Israeli. So right now we had a couple of incidents that players from Arab countries were forfeit after they saw that they have to play with Israelis, and
So it still happens.
it still happens. But I think there is no decisive resolution that everybody that is boycotting should not play anymore at that championship, or his federation should get penalty, for example, because of course it's come from the governments. It doesn't come from the player, and the players are really in a horrible situation. I'm talking with my colleagues, and they're saying they want to play, but of course, if we avoid playing, we create something technically that the players from Arab countries will not play against Israelis. It is starting with Israel and Arab countries, but it can get to Ukrainians and Russian players, and there are more than 100 disputes in the world, Penny.
Yeah.
Israel is not the only dispute that is
right.
So above all, sports should be without politics. And sports and culture, we should try to minimize the influence of politicians and all that is happening in the world. The world is a mess, and
that's true.
And the sports and culture should be, a place to escape to, not not to run from. So I hope that the situation will become better each year.
But that occasion with Saudi Arabia, what happened?
At the end, what happened? I took lawyers, and they tried to push forward that the competition will not happen again in Saudi Arabia, and there was also a pressure from others, from the Israeli Chess Federation, and from of course FIDE understood that they cannot organize world event when some countries cannot play, because
so the bottom line is Israel wasn't allowed to play.
No, after that, after 1 year, the next event was it was strange that the next event happened in Saudi Arabia. The World Rapid and Blitz Championship was in Russia. Was happening in Russia, and it was on the name of King Salman. And the Saudis paid, of course, the prize fund over there, but it didn't happen in Saudi Arabia because, Israelis would not be able to play. But there were other incidents. There was the story of Lior Aizenberg at that year, and but the story, Lior Aizenberg, 7 years old, was boycotted. Not boycotted. The championship was supposed to be held in Tunisia, another championship, and she was invited as the European school champion, under 7, I think, and but also this championship didn't happen in Tunisia at the end. Because FIDE understood that they should let everybody in, and Tunisia is one of the countries that are against Israel, and the championship shifted to Turkey.
So the championships have always let Israelis play, but sometimes where they're scheduled to play changes because of the country's
Yeah, yeah.
objections.
There was actually the big the the reason that that players that the championship changed was mainly because there was the leadership, new leadership in FIDE. Everybody understood, and there was, of course, there was pressure
Okay,
from
FIDE,
my
can you explain what FIDE is?
FIDE is the governing body of chess, and they are the governing body of chess. Of course, they understood also that there was pressure from various parties, and what
Well,
happened.
it's hard to have a world competition when, I mean, Israel's a teeny country, but they have such significant players. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course, Israel is good in chess. We have many Russians that immigrates to Israel in the 90s. We have players from time to time that are that are winning medals in the world and the youth championships. We are right now something at the top 20
Mm,
in the men, but in the women, I think we can get also to the top 10 in the world. We have
wow.
a really strong team, women team, and
How does that, I'm always interested in women's rights and all that. How do women in, say, Arab countries, are they allowed to play?
well, there is, of course, many stories about players from Iran that are that cannot stand playing with the hijab, and after that they are playing in international events, and they play without hijab. Uh, they are going to other countries, getting refugee status, and you know, it's a problem for Iranians. But also, you know, in Arab countries, it is not too much developed the on the women's side chess,
Mhm.
and you know, it's still there is a, you know, it's a cultural thing. Cannot what can we say? It is not common to be a professional chess player still. There are not too many in the world, even so in Arab countries.
What's been the reaction of participants from other countries when all this happens and gets straightened out to a certain extent? What kind of reaction do you get from the players, and do you ever hear from the audience how they feel about it?
We started the online events, which is much easier because there is everybody's can have users, and we know the players, most of them, 95% of them.
Mhm.
So we understand that there is problem, even if we are doing events online, that players will participate from some countries, but eventually we are telling everybody it's chess. We are just playing together. It is apolitical, and from the start it should not be any issue. So when we are doing a event in the Tolerance Day, Solidarity Day, we do global events in these specific days. So most of them are saying, okay, it's great. We will play. We will play because the goal is right. So the world
Do
is changing.
sorry.
The world is changing. I'm saying at the end, there is a change.
Do the players get to talk to one another before or after? Or is it just strictly they compete and that's it?
When we are doing online events, after the events, we are doing also a team Zoom gathering after the broadcasting and everything. We are meeting, and we have players that have played more than 20 events, and it is always nice. Of course, right now we are not doing it like it was in COVID, every two or three events in a month. Right now we are doing one event in
Mm.
every 2 months or something like that. We
So
are
so why did you drop?
I didn't drop. Actually, we have something like 1,200 kids that are learning chess
Mm.
here in Israel. And 3 years ago, it wasn't possible, of course. We
Mm.
have many new projects. We are teaching blind people. We have one group of blind people. We have
Really? Really?
yeah, we have classes with kids with special needs, even
Mm.
kids with autism. We started to teach. We have I would say, I'm not sure of how to say it, a youth that is breaking the law.
Uh-huh.
Uh, we are teaching classes like that, one class, and we will have more. So and of course, many competitions, many after
Does
school activities.
anything, do you
Oh,
have anything, or does it help with conditions like Alzheimer's or something like that?
it's my dream that that the government will think that it is very important that everybody will learn new things in order to that the brain will work. It's good for the brain. It's good for
Yeah,
protecting everything that we learn new. It's good because we are lazy. Our body is lazy, our brain is lazy. And if we will learn languages, if we will play chess, so if we will read books, it will be good for our brain. And I hope one day that more people at the age of 60 plus will start learning chess. It will be
yeah.
great.
So you mentioned that, like if you don't start at 3, practically it's too late to become. Can you talk a little bit about that? This
Yeah,
this just seems, in general, so different than how we think about a 3-year-old. So can you talk about the length of time and why you have to start so early?
everything we are starting early right now. It's not only chess
Yeah.
because so kids are starting. If you want them to be good at math,
Mhm.
you should start at the age of 4 or 5, not at the age of 10 or 12 or
Right.
13, to have private teachers and such. I believe that you should develop their abilities of concentration, of the math skills, of calculating, because at the age of 5, for example, every piece in chess have number, have a quality. So if a kid in the age of kindergarten is eating a rook that is a 5, and his opponent is eating a bishop that is 3 points, so they are calculating. And as much as you make them calculate, so they will become better also chess players, but also in other fields. And in chess, if we are talking about chess, you should play at the early age. You should have concentration. There is a system and there is a path over here, and right now grandmasters are becoming at the age of 13 or 14. Long time ago it was okay, you became a grandmaster at the age of 18 or 20. Wow, that's very good. Right now everybody is trying to be the youngest grandmaster to achieve this degree, and things changed.
What does it take to be a grandmaster? What exactly does that mean?
You should get to some kind of level, the level of your game should be very, very high. And it's like...
So the players get rated?
Yeah, there is a rating. There is an international rating at something like 2,500 exactly. 2,500 and performance in couple of high performance in couple of competitions, you're getting this degree, this the grandmaster degree. So this is it's competitive field. You know, you have to like swimming. If you will start at the age of 12 or 14, you cannot get to the Olympiad.
How long do the games last?
At early age, I can say that the world and the world championships and the European championships are taking 3 to 4 hours. Kids are sitting down and playing. And if there is a match on the world title, so it can get to 6 or 7 hours.
Holy cow. So now there's an announcer like at a sports game, and they get excited over moves and blunders and so on. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because, you know, some of our audience may never have watched a tournament.
Well, you know, before the Queen's Gambit, many more people, of course, didn't knew what is chess, what is all this activity, all this fascinating world of theories of the Queen's Gambit and the French defense and such. So it is really fascinating to, you know, it's some kind of a battle that you are trying to improve yourself. And so it's a very, very individual sports, and it's very hard. Sometimes it's very hard for youngsters, you know, to take all this burden on their shoulders. So you have to understand that okay, chess, if you win, you're not you cannot lose your head after winning or after losing. You have to be cool with everything, and try to, of course, enjoy the game and try to improve. And we see there is a big difference between what is happening in the Western countries and also in developing countries right now in chess. That many chess players from many kids in India, for example, it's more than just a hobby or just a game, or it's if they will become, if they are talented and they will achieve titles, it can bring better life to them and to their families, of course.
How so?
Because of the, you know, the financial
the government supports them if they...
yes, it can bring them to have profession. Of course, if you're talking about the States or Israel, so okay, you have to be really, really talented, and you know, the high-tech industry is giving a lot of money. But if you are coming from India or from developing countries, so, or Vietnam, for example, which has a couple of strong players. So it's good opportunity, it's good option. So they are trying.
What's the software that you use for online?
For online, there are two main platforms. It's Lichess, and which is a non-profit organization from France,
Mm.
with giving everything free, and there is chess.com, which looks on chess on the business side, that people will have courses, will pay for lessons, and of course these are two ways to look at how to develop the online scene over there. These are the main platforms.
The audiences, are they very big who watch the different competitions?
Yeah, in the last 3 years, there was a huge development, and people are streaming. There are streamers,
Mhm.
and online chess is like a gaming. It's gaming. So,
Mhm.
so there are
Do
everybody.
people bet on it?
Ah, yeah. You know, I find it funny because there was one interview in Israel,
Uh-huh.
and one journalist, a sports journalist, was saying, chess, no, it's not a sport.
Right.
Why? Because nobody bet on it. So that was the reason for this guy. But no, right now no. But
Uh-huh.
maybe in the future, I don't know.
Yeah. And so when you say there's a large audience, can you give an idea? What does that mean? What's a large
Yeah.
audience for a competition?
Yeah, first of all, there are video. If you look at Chess24, which are really great to have events over there.
Mhm.
Chess24 is the biggest media channel of streaming, of commentating.
Yeah.
You have on elite events. You can get also to hundreds of thousands of views,
Wow.
and
No kidding.
there are
Wow.
there are videos of millions that are watching, and money is getting into chess. There are
Yeah.
sponsors, and when you are getting to a large amount of people, money is starting to move on, and to rule on, and that's good, you know. That's
Yeah.
good.
So do your friends make any comments about you having tournaments with Arab countries? And since you're an Israeli, do, do you get any kind of reactions?
You know, it was. I found out at the last event that we did with Norway, it was
Mm.
quite disappointing to see comments, and there was
About Norway? Why
yeah,
what's Norway? What Norway, I guess I don't think of as
no,
having
no,
political issues.
no, we had a nice event with
Uh-huh.
Norway. There were
That was
players.
like 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was yes, it was 3 weeks ago. There was a call for Norwegians not to play against Israelis from Palestinians, and but
Oh.
nobody cares. Everybody, you know, it's just a game. We are playing together, and
So with the BDS movement kind of.
it's not the BDS. I'm thinking about there are people. Of course, you know, there was a team championship in Jerusalem a couple of months ago, and the BDS movement tried to persuade the South African delegation not to come to Israel, They started to write letters to FIDE, the world governing body, why they put this event, why they let Israel to host an event, but nobody cares, nobody answered them. You know, it's really, it's nothing. And everybody understand that, of course, there is a connection between BDS and anti-Semitism. You cannot
Yes.
say that they are anti-Zionist and they are not anti-Semitism. They are not anti-Semitic about Israel. So everybody knows right now, and they are labeled as anti-Semitic. So I think it is good, you know your enemies, and if
Do you
we
have to have special security when you have in-person games?
no, of course. I'm doing events in Israel right now,
Right.
and also Arabs are coming, and we did event in Hanukkah. It was great to have a delegation from El Fachem. They came, Arab Israelis. They came and they played, and we invite everybody. Everything should be open, and nothing, really nothing. Most of the comments are really, really good. People are saying, okay, it's great that everybody is playing. Also, players from Kosovo and Serbia, from Russia and from Ukraine, and from other countries that has disputes. And I hope it will continue. I'm trying right now, to help, to consult to a couple of countries.
Can you talk about it or?
Yeah, no problem. Yes, I have good connections with a couple of countries. I can tell generally, and people are reaching out and asking. And
Can you say what countries those are?
yeah, we have with Bhutan a strong connection for a couple of years, more than 2 years, and we are trying to help them in any way that we can. If we can teach them, we had a course with Bhutanese chess players that went to a international competition in Bangladesh, and we signed the MOU half a year ago, MOU with Bhutan, which I hope that will lead also to more cooperation between Israel and Bhutan. They are very nice. I like them. I like the country. She's bringing inspiration to people, and there are more countries also in Africa that we have a long friendship, so we help each other in when we have events and consulting, and let's see what.
Have you seen any of your work in chess expand into work between the governments?
Work between the governments.
Like you had a chess competition in a particular country that there weren't a lot of relationships between the Israeli government and the country, and then because of the chess tournament that relationships develop.
I cannot say that that the influence is so much so big. It's of course it helps when we are doing events we did with Norway or Kazakhstan, and both ambassadors are greeting, and many players are playing, and so it is very nice. It's very nice also in the social media that people see that, and there is influence. For example, I can tell you that when we did event with Norway, we had something like more than 300,000 views in Twitter for the
Holy
post,
moly.
for the posts and everything and greetings and such. So there is influence. On the government side, of course, right now, it cannot, it cannot, I hope one day that chess will bring peace, but
Yeah,
these are nice events. And
yeah, yeah. What kind of prizes and do winners get?
they're getting money. We are every time I have calls from the bank. Where are you sending money today?
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
money
I
is,
mean, like what kind of prizes are there?
we paid something like more than $40,000 in cash to something like, I think, 300 to 400 players. Okay.
Wow.
So sometimes it's a small amount of $20, $30 or such, but $30 in Africa, it's something like $2,000 for us.
So you have an event, you've got an announcer. Is the audience like chatting with each other while the events are going on and making comments, or how does that work?
No, actually the audience see the events,
Mhm.
and of course it was quite, it was nice to have in one of the events we stayed after that, and we chatted, and I have an arbiter from Iraq. We have arbiters from many countries. Also,
Mhm.
we have one friend of mine from Iraq,
Mhm.
and there is a Holocaust survivor, Sami Steigman, a dear friend of mine, and we found ourselves chatting Israel, Iraq, and the US. So it is nice, and all this Zoom and everything brought something new to the world.
Oh, I did want to ask you, how do you handle the language, the fact that of the different languages?
We you know, Penny, we have a couple of kinds of events, and when we are talking about the global events, I've reached to a degree that we have translators.
Mm,
Every invitation I send in 7 languages.
holy cow.
Yeah, people are great. I have connections with people from all around the world, and they are translating to many languages, and they are reaching out communities all over, and I'm really feeling lucky that I'm meeting great people, and so we can get to anybody. I can tell you that we did event, for example, with of Ukraine, for Ukraine. We did Chess4Solidarity for Ukraine, and I gave a challenge to myself to reach out to the farthest point in the world from Israel. I got to Kirbatai, and
I'm sorry, where?
Kirbatai. Kirbatai, it's in the Pacific. They are
Okay.
the first place that they start the day in Kirbatai, something like 11 hours difference from Israel.
Yeah.
So I found the chess community over there,
Oh, really?
and they played at 3 a.m.
Mhm.
In one of the events for Ukraine. It was really great. They are great people, and really the world is really getting smaller, not as a slogan or something.
Yeah,
So it's
that
great.
is fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
exciting.
Yeah, it's the stories of Chess for Solidarity. It's
Yes.
this is one of the stories.
Yeah. Do you have others that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I can tell you that right now I'm trying to get a trainer for a youngster from Yemen. His village was he had a chess club in his
Mhm.
village, and it was destroyed because of there is war over there.
Mm,
Yemen is not a safe place. So I'm trying to get somebody to teach him.
mm,
So I can tell you that my connection with Yemen was 1 year ago. I got pictures of a Bible that was belonged to Jews over there that lived Yemen ages, I think 50 years or 60 years ago.
yeah.
And I got pics of a Bible.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. This is kind of stories that I don't know. They are really, really
They're
amazing.
precious.
They are precious, and there are many, many stories like this, and
Mm.
many stories of you hear many stories.
Maybe you should write a little pamphlet at least for your chess club.
Yeah, I hope one day, one day to have time. Right
Yeah.
now, I'm
Yeah, I
trying
know. Time.
yes,
It's
trying
a
to have
big
more activity.
commodity.
Yes.
Yeah. That's so cool. I have from my notes from before, it did mention Holocaust survivors, and given how long it's been since the Holocaust, a lot of, we're losing a lot of those
Yeah.
people. Is there what's the connection with chess and what you do in Holocaust survivors?
We did 40 events right now with
How many? I'm sorry.
we Chess4Solidarity initiative. We did 40 events.
40?
40, yes.
Wow.
And there were we talked after the 13 event, I think,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And we had 3 events
Uh-huh.
in remembrance of the Holocaust, of speak
Mm.
and play. It was really nice, and we are trying to find a partner that will help us to conduct events in remembering, of course, the Holocaust and of course generally. And
And who competed?
what happened over there, that first of all, the Holocaust survivor um, and talked about, gave his testimony for, gave his, talked about the Holocaust, and of
Mm,
course about message of tolerance and
mhm,
peace, and that. And
mhm.
after that, he played online. He
Yeah.
played
But they
simultaneously.
played against who? Other Holocaust
Yeah,
survivors
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
other people?
Yes. No, the Holocaust survivor played against a couple of players. It was really nice, symbolic, and
But
and
the Holocaust survivor played against other Holocaust survivors.
no,
No,
against the audience, against the
again.
audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they could be anywhere in the world.
Yes, there were players from Indonesia and from Iran and from other countries that played over there, and it was nice. It was nice event, and people, never heard about the Holocaust in some countries.
Hmm.
It is forbidden. It is so it was the first time that they are hearing somebody that is talking about it, and of course, somebody that was there. So So it was quite unique. It was quite unique, and we hope to do more events like this, because like what you said, the years are passing by, and of course people are dying, and we hope that people will remember the Holocaust. We see with I was in a conference a couple of days before to hear that in the US there is a huge escalation in the anti-Semitism incidents, huge. But all over the world there is a decrease, Penny.
I'm sorry?
All over the world,
Yeah.
there is a decrease.
Really? And
Really,
it's only the US?
Yeah.
It's,
In the
because
campuses.
here it's horrible.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard
and they say it's like from the 30s, from, before, Germany and all that, the rise of Hitler.
I think what I heard, that Qatar is investing money to, in the campuses.
Yes, for the Jewish kids on US campuses, it's horrible. It's horrific. They can't, it's like they would have to hide being Jewish or supporting Israel. When I was growing up, if you supported Israel, that equated to you're a Zionist. And Zionist has become an evil word here, that you support Israel and so on. And it's for our kids. I mean, to face that in the United States, and I don't think a lot of people are aware of it, but the BDS movement is very strong on college campuses.
Yeah, that is very, very bad. And I can tell you that there is combat anti-Semitism. We joined the coalition. There is a coalition of organizations for many fields that are trying to do something, and
Good.
we are part of the coalition of combat anti-Semitism. They are doing great job in the US and also all over the world. And of course, we have to collaborate, everybody, because in the social media, how many Jews or supporters of Israel are comparing to Arabs or anti-Semitic people. So
yeah. Well, the BDS movement has they've taken on, obviously, a lot of the positives of fighting in South Africa, like for apartheid and stuff like that, and they've twisted the representation of what happens in Israel to their advantage. And people, people are lazy. They don't want to
understand.
They hear something, they accept it. They don't look into it further. And Israel is a very complicated situation, and it's easy to say something and hear bits and pieces and think that way.
Yeah. People and also governments and also in the UN. I can.
Yeah, the UN is very slanted.
I can tell you that most of the countries don't understand even the conflict, that the background, the history of the Jewish people in Israel. They don't understand it, and you can't do anything with it, because what can you do? You cannot. It is complicated to understand, and of course, sometimes in this situation, peaks are have more power than words, and you cannot understand the whole picture. When you see pictures of the Israeli army, and you see somebody that is throwing a stone on this on an armed soldier. Okay,
Yeah.
so we are losing in Asbara. Israel is losing over here. But if somebody wants to hear the whole story, I think his opinion will be changed, and it will not be 100% on one side.
So where would you like to see your organizations go next? What's your dream?
Well, I have many dreams about chess. First of all, I hope that someday I will have there will be a foundation that will give lessons to many kids from poverty neighborhoods. I hope that it will happen. I hope that the community of solidarity, of Chess4Solidarity, will grow from that will be with 50,000, not the 8,000 that we have right now, something like that.
You have 8,000 members?
We have in groups, in online groups, something like 8,000. I hope that one day we will reach 50,000. And I hope one day to have a really global event, maybe here in Israel, maybe in Arab countries, to do something. And that every year the collaboration will grow, and the cooperation, and like the slogan of chess it is gens una sumos. That's mean in Latin, we are one family. This is the slogan of chess.
Oh, how cool.
So I hope one day that the family will grow, more members, and of course I hope chess that will be developed, and will continue to develop, and many kids will learn.
Well, thanks so much, Lior. It's unfortunate that in 2023 we still are speaking about anti-Semitism, but at least we appreciate what you try to do to bring people and countries together and to learn about one another and work on peace, really, and have a bit of fun together. Next week, next week we'll be speaking with Shahar Steif, who works with a terrific peace organization called Road to Recovery. Road to Recovery organizes volunteers to transport mainly Palestinian children for medical treatment in Israeli hospitals from checkpoints on the border of Gaza and the West Bank. A sister service operates inside the West Bank and transports patients and their caregivers from their homes to the checkpoints where they transfer to the Israeli drivers. This is a seamless service for patients who are already under stress due to their illness and the financial implications for their families. All transfers are offered at no charge to the patient, many of whom are children and their caregiver. And I know in speaking with Shahar, they definitely develop relationships with these kids who, they have to see regularly and drive regularly to their medical appointments. The alternative is the high cost of commercial transport, which in many cases would represent a prohibitive cost to the Palestinian families. Today, there are close to 2,000 volunteer drivers in Israel. They come from every part of the country, all ages and backgrounds, and those who are employed, be it full or part-time, and those who are retired or unemployed, and from every political persuasion and religious belief. We hope you'll join us, and for now, we pray that everyone will someday live in peace, shalom, and salam.